Thank you. Thank you so much for telling me that I'm muted. Oh my goodness, I took the video off, but I didn't take the mute off. Let me do that again. Okay, so just let you know, just gonna go through quick. We are recording so that you will have this for future reference, and we will make sure we edit out the part that I had left myself on for mute. You can see up here, anyone that's new to Teams, that red dot lets you know we're recording. Here, is our chat feature, so you can post questions in there. Why are some of us as guests? You are listed probably as a guest because you are outside of my tenant. I am in a USMIE tenant, which is a kind of a test site for Microsoft. So if I invite you into my team, you are listed as a guest. So that's why you were there. And also, if you're not familiar with Teams, I can also do that in settings and permissions so that I can set it so that I'm the only one that can present and stuff. So it has something to do with how I have the permissions set up for today's conference. Just for ease and, not knowing if everyone was familiar with Microsoft and how Teams worked. So please throw questions at me. I want you to walk away today feeling comfortable and confident in using this product. So just know that is not going to bother me at all. You can either post them here in the chat or you can come on mic and ask. Please feel free. All right, let's try that again. So as you can see up here, my contact information, please reach out to me. I am a free resource for Microsoft for teachers. It is my job to get you comfortable with Microsoft products, to feel good about them, and to be able to use them competently. So please don't hesitate. Today we're going to give you a little bit of the history. We're going to look at accessibility across the Microsoft products. So this is just a little agenda we're going to go through. So we have students that are coming to us with so many different abilities. And so research has shown that 1 in 5 children in the United States have learning and attention issues such as dyslexia and attention deficit disorder, according to the National Center for Learning Disabilities. And up to 15% of Americans are thought to have dyslexia. So in 2015, a dozen Microsoft engineers entered an employee hackathon. They wanted to design a learning tool to improve accessibility and create a reading assistance tool for Windows. With input from Microsoft Advanced Reading Technologies team, the team of engineers working on this product went to beat over 3,000 other teams to win the hackathon. And in January 2016, Immersive Reader was launched. Today, more than 13 million people worldwide are using these learning tools. So I have a little video here for you to show you its capability.
The true purpose of education is to create possibility.
It was a little hard for me. People laugh whenever I read sometimes.
Well, they knew how to read, and I didn't.
I will never be good at reading. I will probably be held back again.
It highlights the words to know where I am.
When it's reading, I see spaces between the words, and it's easy to focus on.
The first time I actually could read that book, I was proud of myself.
I was very proud of myself.
Good job, Joey.
When technology and education come together, possibility becomes reality.
I want to read every book in here.
All right, looks like we got you couldn't see the video. Ah, my goodness, we're batting 1,000 today. All right, let me see what's going on that we cannot see the video. All right, include sound. We're showing desktop. All right, it's a 1-minute video. Let's try that again. And let's see if we can get that to go again for us. Here we go.
The true purpose of education is to create possibility.
It was a little hard for me. People laugh whenever I read them dying.
Well, they knew how to read, and I didn't.
All right, I'm going to pause. I'm bouncing back. Now I can. Thanks. Perfect. All right. Listen, this is my third presentation for the day. I think I'm getting like a little, going a little too fast. So please keep me on my toes, slow me down.
I will never be good at reading. I will probably be held back again.
It highlights the words to know where I am.
When it's reading, I see spaces between the words, and it's easy to focus on.
The first time I actually could read that book, I was proud of myself.
I was very proud of myself.
Good job, Joey.
When technology and education come together, possibility becomes reality.
I want to read every book in here.
I think that's what we want for all of our students. We want them to be proud of themselves. One of the things I love about that video is you just see the body language change in the kids from the beginning of the video to the end of it, and you just see them standing taller and prouder. So some of the features that I love in Immersive Reader are the picture dictionary. It can be single language or it can be bilingual. You have dictation, line focus, text read aloud, It breaks apart the syllables for the students so that's easier for them to read. Parts of speech, math read aloud as well, not just reading of text. And we can translate up to 60 languages. So there's a lot of beautiful options. This PowerPoint has been made accessible for you. It's been uploaded to today's conference site so that you can take a look at these case studies. These are all live links. You should be able to access them through the PowerPoint. You also see not only benefits in struggling readers, but in English language learners as well. So you see how it builds confidence. It increases their reading flow. So we're going to take a look. I built a OneNote to sample and show you how to use Immersive Reader. So in the OneNote, the way to access it is if you're in OneNote, you're going to go here to View, and you're going to see Immersive Reader. No matter what product you're in with Microsoft, if you look for the book with the speaker, that's going to let you know you have Immersive Reader available to you. So again, we're going to find under View, we're going to look for that book in the speaker, and we're going to click to open that. Once we're in there, we're going to look at, we have a couple options. So right down at the bottom, it's just going to read it along.
Read the beginning of the story. The story has no middle and no end.
So we can choose to change the speed of how it's read. We can choose if it's a male or female reading it. And what I really like about this is it's built in. No student ever has to ask for it. No student ever has to feel embarrassed about using it. It is available and it is built into Microsoft products. If you are not using Microsoft products, but you really like Immersive Reader, a third party did build a Google extension for Immersive Reader with Microsoft's permission. So if you're, just let you know, Microsoft does play nice. They want this to be available for everyone, so there is a Google extension. So here, I just want to show you how I got to this. So up here you have some more options. So you can go to text preferences. If you have visual issues, you can increase or decrease the text size, increase or decrease the spacing. These three fonts were specially designed and approved by the Dyslexia Association. They are called sans serif fonts. Microsoft specifically developed Sitka for this application. These are called Erlen colors. As you can see right now, I had that in the dark theme. What they have found with these Erlen colors, it's very different, kids respond to them in different ways, but 50% of children with reading or learning attention problems benefit from using Erlen overlays. They make print clear, easy, stable to read. Even 12 to 14% of gifted readers find it helpful too. It helps with focus, eye strain, and fatigue. And right now, with so many of us online, that is so valuable. Even myself, as we went from that dark mode to that real bright, you could feel your eyes adjusting and almost preferring that darker setting or a more muted white. So they're there for you. Students can customize these. You have grammar options. So here's that syllables that we were talking about, where you can break your syllables apart. And I love this for early readers. And I think it really helps them to break things into bite-sized pieces, to see the connection with words. Also here you have parts of speech, nouns, verbs, adjectives. You can have them with labels or not with labels. You can change the colors of what you would like them to look like. What I love too is there's so many great uses for this. For example, if you're a writing teacher and you want to, you're focusing on adjectives, and you could say to the kids, I want to make sure you have at least 5 adjectives in your paragraph. Well, they could put their writing, turn this on, and check for adjectives. Or if you're trying to show adjectives in a poem, you can put this in this view and highlight those. So there's so many great uses for this product that there doesn't need to be a stigma attached to it. So I just want to let you know about one more thing about those Erlen colors because they are so powerful. I want to say this before we leave the year. Over 54 research papers in peer-reviewed journals have shown significant changes in reading rate, accuracy, and comprehension using the Erlen colors. So again, it's such a simple thing, but can have such a great impact. Our last option here is what we call line focus. You can have it on or off. You can focus on 1 line, 3 lines, or 5 lines. Again, I think this is going to also be such a great tool when you're presenting or if you projecting to a board and you want to have students focus in on a specific part of a text. It's a great teaching tool for you. Picture dictionary. What it is if you have it by word, right now I'll just do just the English. It's going to give me middle, it'll read it.
Middle.
And give the picture. If we go back up here, I can add it to be bilingual. Here I have Chinese chosen. It will give the English.
Middle.
And it will give the Chinese.
中间.
Then, if I go back up here again, I can translate the entire document. And I can go down here and it will read it.
来写接下来会发生什么。你还不应该写一个结局，继续故事，直到。
So this is something that could be very useful depending on your students who you're teaching, especially with remote learning. This could be a great asset to them. To have Immersive Reader available to them with such, if they're coming to us from such diverse backgrounds. So if we look at Immersive Reader, hang on, I want to, it is also built into Microsoft Forms, but the thing I want to make, sorry, it's just taking a second to load, is when you're in Forms and doing it, the thing I want to point out here is yes, you have complete access to Immersive Reader, but you can't answer the questions when you're in Immersive Reader. What it will do is it will direct the kids, it'll even read it to them at the bottom, go back and now answer the question. So it will read it to them and then direct them to go back to then choose their answer. Immersive Reader, there's so many different languages. And what's really cool about this is it will change the reading direction. It does a beautiful job with that. But it's also built into our math tools. And the Immersive Reader is built in here, and I want to show you what this looks like. So if I go over here to the draw section, and I'm going to take this problem, I want to highlight it. Oh, I got to go a little bigger. Wrote a little crooked on that one. I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to click Math. And what it's going to do is it's going to ask me, what would you like to do with this problem? And I'm going to say solve for X. Then it's going to show the steps in a linear fashion. And there's that book with the speaker built in. And it's going to read it the same way a math teacher, in the correct math terms. It will do a great job of going through and explaining all the steps. Then at the bottom, it will generate a practice quiz. It's only going to be 3 problems for the kids, but it's such an awesome tool for especially with remote learning right now. If kids just need a little bit of that extra, a little help, this is awesome having this built in here. Plus, you have all those Immersive Reader features. So not only can it read it, we can translate it, we can slow the reading down. We have a lot of options. The other thing I want to show you is I talked about how this could be a good teaching tool. So let me show you. If you're posting and teaching an article, this is from the Washington Post for kids. You can see up here, I'm in Edge browser, and I have that book with the speaker. So I want you to pay attention. So we have, some text here on the left. We have some things on the right. When I go into Immersive Reader, it gives me this beautiful, clean view of the article. And so even if you're not going to use the reading functions, I love that it clears away all of those advertisements. It clears away all that junk. Again, this is built into Microsoft Edge browser, which is free. I just want to let you know that the stuff is a little bit in a different place, but you still have all those options. You have the read aloud.
Wondered about the science behind bread? Learn about the microbes that...
Now, here is something that could be really fun. You have voice options. So if you're doing a storytelling and you have people that are Spanish in the story, you have people that are Italian in the story, and you want to give them an accent, you can do that. Listen what it does.
That help Stati Uniti make bread with an easy and delicious do-it-yourself project.
So you can add a great storytelling element to something that you're showing to your students. So I just wanted to point out those voice options are not, they're still English. I mean, they're still speaking in English, and some of them have a heavy accent, some of them have a less heavy accent, but it's just a fun way to play around with the story. So if we go back into Immersive Reader, we have the text preferencing. You can change the coloring. You can change the text spacing. You have your grammar tools, your reading preferences. So if you want that line focus, I have to go down here a little bit ways to get that line focus because there wasn't enough text up there. But if we turn line focus on, I can do that. I can go up to 3 lines, 2 lines. So again, it's a really great feature for your students. Did you see down here too, you also have translations. So if you needed to translate this article, you can do that as well. So again, this is built into the Edge browser. I'm just going to pull that up quickly so you can see what it looks like if that's something you would be interested in using. It is Edge browser. It's free. you just download it to your device. So I see there's a question. Let me go back. Here's the Chrome extension. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for posting that. That was a big help. I just want to you can create documents in OneNote that can use this feature, and there's also a Google extension that is compatible with the Google platform. Correct. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. So if I go in here, I can add a page. I can type in whatever I want. I can, if you see here, I can insert online videos, links. I can upload documents, attach files. One of the great parts about a OneNote is it's really like a blank canvas, almost like a whiteboard, so you can embed anything in it. And the reason I'm presenting in this is because I think it's a great way to show you, I can put all of my documents in one place and show you the different samples for Immersive Reader. Now, let me go back to the PowerPoint. Let me make sure I answered the questions well first before moving on. And then, yes, there's that Google extension. Someone did post the Google extension, which is awesome. Yes, especially, I thought also, too, that book would be perfect for that. I was thinking about some of the Tommy DiPaolo and Strigonona books with the different accents, Italian accents, that would be fun for. Let's go back here to our meeting. Here are some of the benefits, some those case studies, but here's where it's built in. And you can see I chose OneNote because it has all of the features are there. This is also in Word documents. Outlook, Teams has Immersive Reader. And it also has Translate built in. Flipgrid, this is why I wanted to mention Flipgrid to everybody. Flipgrid has Immersive Reader built into it. In August, Flipgrid paired with the Dyslexia Association and has put out some amazing content. Whiteboard, Forms, Minecraft, Office Lens. Office Lens is a free app, and it's pretty much like a digital scanner. So I can take, you download it to your phone or a device that has a camera, and you can take a picture of a book. You can take a picture of a page or a document, and it creates a digital version of it. And so when it's in that digital version, you have access to Immersive Reader. So you pretty much, with that Office Lens, can almost turn anything into a digital document that will have access to Immersive Reader. And then here's that Edge browser that we were working on. Now this document is part of the PowerPoint. It is updated all the time. Since I have started working for Microsoft, I have seen this grow. So this is a living document. There's the actual link there. It's a live link. This is constantly, they're adding to it. So this is where Flipgrid has paired with Dyslexia Association. I just want to give you some information on that, if it's another tool that you want to bring in and use.
Working with dyslexic kiddos is awesome because it's made me a better teacher, and it's made me look for ways to help them be even better readers.
Every day I am inspired by getting to work with dyslexic learners. They're creative, they're innovative, they're good problem solvers, they're hard workers.
Seeing their eyes light up when they get something that previously may have been difficult for them really brings great joy.
And that creativity can just make a classroom so much more fun.
Each brings a unique way of thinking.
You have to challenge yourself to be different, to see they're different.
If given the right instruction, they are unstoppable.
Hi there, I'm Kate Griggs from Made by Dyslexia. We're a global charity and we exist to help the world properly understand, value and support dyslexic students. Dyslexia is a brilliant, creative, fantastic way of thinking that we know from our research is vital for the workforce of the future. So we've partnered with Microsoft to produce some free online training films that will help every single teacher to spot, support and empower their dyslexic students. We've also created some fabulous contents for kids with some very inspirational interviews with successful and celebrity dyslexics. And we are super excited to announce that all of our content is going to be made available on the Flipgrid Discovery Library. We really hope you'll be able to use the content to enable and empower every dyslexic student to reach their potential. Thank you so much.
So check that out. There's so many great resources. At the end of the presentation, I have a link to the Microsoft Education Center. They have some courses on there. There's some courses on the inclusivity tools. So check all of those out. Before we leave Immersive Reader, do we have any questions that I can answer about that before we go into Translator? Anything you need me to show again? Okay, I'm going to switch over to Translator now. I think you're going to love these. These I'm so excited about too. There's so many great applications for these products that I think it's limitless. So Translator, again, these are all free through Microsoft. It translates over 60 languages. It can be your mobile device. It could be on your desktop. It's great for one-to-one conversations, parent-teacher conferences, or large presentations. So we're going to go over both formats, how to do it in a one-on-one, and we're going to look at how to do it in large group. So here is what it would look like in a conversation when you have it downloaded as an app on your phone. It'll translate, so you speak in English, they will speak in their language, and you'll see the translation, and vice versa. So you can see the different languages there. What I love about the split screen is you can put this device down on a table, and both of you can speak and be translated on the one device and using the single microphone. I'm going to give you an example of how this can be used for a parent-teacher conference.
What conversation I'll be having. So you'll want to click the button with the two little people on the right here, and I just clicked that. Now, first thing I'm going to do is click the start button. So to start this conversation as an educator, it has my name. My name is Mike, and I'm going to be speaking English, and I click enter. And it's going to generate this little conversation code, a 5-digit code that I can send to the parent. I can also have a QR code. So I'm going to send in mail or tell that parent that I'm going to be joining the conversation and click enter. Now we're going to switch to the right phone, which is the parent. So the parent here is going to be Amanda, and she's going to also launch Translator and click the little 2-person button right there. Now Amanda got this 5-digit code from me, the teacher, so she's going to be typing in PJARQ, and that is the 5-digit code, and she's going to click join to join in this session. And there's her name, Amanda. And Amanda speaks Chinese, so she's going to click enter. Now both of us are in this conversation remotely, so I'm going to start talking as the educator, and I'll click the microphone button to start talking. Hi Amanda, thank you for joining this parent-teacher conference about your daughter.
谢谢，我很高兴今天能来参加。
Your daughter has been doing a really good job doing remote learning, and we're glad to be working with her.
非常感谢，我们也非常幸运有这么好的老师。
So it's just that easy to have a multilingual parent-teacher conference using the free Translator app. I'll be showing how to.
So the other things that are built into it, you also have camera that can translate images and photos. It also, there's phrase books. There's 200 phrase books that can be downloaded and used for everyday common phrases. You have these same features on your desktop as well as the mobile device. Presentation Translator. Now this is where you want to use this for a larger audience. Maybe it's a back to school night. That's what I'm going to give you an example of. It's a really great way to do a PowerPoint presentation with an interactive element, and the subtitles can be translated into the language of their choice. So as the presenter, I can choose one language for subtitles to run across the bottom, but if I go into Presentation Translator, this code, I can generate a code and a QR. Either they can log in either way with the 5-digit code or the QR reader. You can have that posted, and then when they log in with their phone, they can then choose their language, and more languages are getting added all the time. So it's customizable, and two, it does a really good job of recognizing your speech. So the more you use it, the better it gets. And it actually can go in, and I would recommend doing it the day before you do a PowerPoint translator. It will look through your PowerPoint slides and recognize academic language and go from there. Now, all of these translation features are, if you use simple academic language, they are the most successful. So it is, if you use too much slang, that's where they don't do as good of a job translating. I see we got a question, so I'm going to bounce back here. Where can we see the list of languages? Okay, let me back up. We got a couple questions. Is this Google extension available for, I would imagine, I mean, the Google extension is free. It's through the Google store. It's not through us. So I would just look through Google and look for like Immersive Reader in where you get your Google extensions. Let me look at the next question. So the parent also needs a translator app on his or her phone, right? Okay, so yes and no. If you're doing an in-person conference, you can use just the single phone and go about that way. Now, what Microsoft has done is there are, and I've given you, I've got to pull it up. I made a notebook for you guys. And in the notebook, let me get it pulled up here. Sorry, I'm bouncing around here. I'm going to pull up this other notebook. I'll do it this way. I made this for my conferences. So if you go into Translator, what are the two translators separate? I'm just looking, okay, so here's Translator. I don't know why it's always underneath it. You're going to see for the parent-teacher conference, here's that video I just showed you. There are 60 languages that this parent letter can be translated into. And you have a link here to all the parent letters. And what you can do is you can send this letter to the parents. So it's got text of 60 languages, speech, it will do up to 10, but I think that's changing on a regular basis. And it will send them the directions of how to download the app for free if you're doing a conference and that's a phone conference, or you're doing a video conference and you're doing it on separate 2 different devices. Like the one modeled in the video was a phone call. And so you can go and choose the language and download the parent sample. I'll go to it for you and you can see what it looks like. So you go here are all the languages, and you can pick which language you need to send that letter. So let me just pick, for ease, I'll pick the Spanish letter. So you download it as a Word document, you open the file, and then here it is in Spanish, and then you insert teacher's name. It tells them directions on how to do it on the different devices. And then I think you have to put in the code too, so that they can join it. So you can print out the English letter as well. Let me go back. And then there's also an English one here. So then you can see what that letter looks like in English, and you can compare them, dear parents, here is, this app supports your native language. X, so you can put that in there. So go in, I would just recommend pulling the English one or whatever your native language is so that you can kind of compare and make sure you insert the correct information. But those are all done for you, and I have a link for you in that OneNote I created for you. So we saw the language lists. So as far as your school and what they can consider this official enough to actually use, it is completely, has all the security compliances for Translator. Whatever your, you can speak with your district. I know the one I worked in, they would put restrictions on things, but it's just because they didn't want everybody downloading whatever they felt like. So if you, we had a protocol that we could go through if we wanted something added to an approved list. So just check with your district, check and see what the protocols are. I mean, they've asked me to present on this today, so I'm pretty hopeful that it would be something accessible to you. And all of this, you can find all of these things at office.com online, and where can we find it on Microsoft Word? Okay, you're not going to find, oh, are you looking for Translator on Microsoft Word, or are you looking for this document, the translated document? Because I just downloaded it from that Microsoft link and it put it into a Word document for me. I just want to, Krista, I just want to make sure I'm answering your question correctly. Are you talking about Immersive Reader? Oh yeah, Immersive Reader. Yep, we can go back. So if you go into View, there's Immersive Reader. So you always look under View. That tends to be where you're going to find Immersive Reader. There, it already cleaned it up for me. And you have, I'm trying to think where all your, so if we go into Immersive Reader, oh, hang on. It's right there. And then it should be your different uses. It should have the, I'm sorry, I'm blanking where everything is in here. So switch to an Immersive Reader editing experience. Oh, there we go. So anyway, so you go in there and always check under View for finding it. Okay, let me go back here. Okay, perfect. All right, so let me go back to where we were with, so when you are in PowerPoint, I'm going to just kind of show you guys where this is. So here's the PowerPoint presentation we're in. If you go under, there's two different ways to do this. So if you go under slideshow, you're going to see your subtitles and you can start your subtitles. So what it'll do is it'll learn your, it asks if you want to do the custom speech, you pick your language and you can go from there. Always use subtitles, that's your choice. And you can, so if we say start subtitles, oh, I'm back there. I go to next, it will run that program. Always when you're doing something to present, something went wrong. I think it's because I'm presenting and my microphone is else. I didn't set this up ahead of time. So let me go over here, always use subtitles. And let me see if that will launch it for us. So anyway, you go in here, you click the subtitle you want, and then you go and choose, let me make sure I have my microphone on. We've got our two languages. Here are your different languages that you can choose from for it to work. The other one I want to show you that's really neat too, another way to get your slides translated. So then when I start presenting, this will create, it will generate, oh, I went out of that. I didn't mean to do that. So when you launch that, you will, let me get to our screen. It will create Oh my goodness, I'm going too fast. Hang on. We jumped ahead. Here we go. It will launch this screen. And this is how your family, see, it did start translating for me at the top. So as much as it said it was giving me a hard time, it did. So everything I'm saying is now currently being translated into Spanish. And that's, so if you're presenting, that's what they'll see. You can only choose one language at a time to scroll. You can choose the location. There are different ways to having that presented. You can have it run across the bottom. It's your choice. So it doesn't just present the slides, it translates my entire presentation and what I'm saying. I need to stop this only because I want to show you a video, and let me get that off and stop my subtitles. Okay, so let me go back. I want to show you how they have it and are using it for a back to school night. Thank you for being patient with me bopping around here.
So there's this app.
Whenever you speak,
and it's breaking language barriers.
You want to transfer an idea to another person.
This is Chinook Middle School, and they're speaking with parents like never before.
You've downloaded that Microsoft Translator app. Enable your phone to take a picture of this code, and then once you join, you're able to pick your language you'd like to have it speak.
They're trying to break the multi-language barrier by holding a conversation together.
In the bottom of our presentation, the translation just coming over in English.
How does it work?
The sound waves are picked up by the microphone.
There was a question, and the library is open during tutorial.
So these parents speaking 9 different languages can hold one conversation together. They're using Microsoft AI technology, including a machine learning technique based on a form of computing called neural networks, inspired by human brains. Basically, it learns to translate based on real-world speech, not rules programmed in advance. That's Russell, the principal. He said he knows that
engaging the parent community leads to better outcomes for our students.
And at this school, they're using tools to bridge that communication gap.
It brings voices from abroad and makes us neighbors of people.
Have you ever felt a real need to do this? To communicate an idea to someone?
So that gives you a great idea of how to use it. So here are a lot of resources I've put together for you. If you oh my goodness, I wanted to come back here. What I'm going to do is on that last slide, I have, if you are part of the Microsoft Education Center, I have this code for you. I'm going to copy it and put it into our chat. If you are redeeming codes, I'll show you what that means, but I wanted to put that in there so you can just copy and paste that. So here are the Microsoft Made by Dyslexia. There's information there, Immersive Reader. All of these are live links. Here's information for the parent-teacher conferences, Translator, accessibility tools, and here, that, just to be clear, this code is just for Microsoft to redeem badges and get points towards your Microsoft Innovative Educator. What that means is this is the Microsoft Education Center, and it's a free resource to teachers. So if you wanted more information on those dyslexia courses, they're free. They're here. You watch them at your own pace, on your own time. And then what you can do is create a free profile, and then you can redeem your achievement code here. So you would get credit from Microsoft today for attending today's course. And then what it'll do is it'll start earning badges or coursework. And then after 2 hours of coursework, you would be issued your MIE or Microsoft Innovative Educator badge. So that's all through Microsoft. I'm going to put this link in there if that's something of interest to you. It's a great free resource. They have more information on Translator in there. All of the immersive reader tools are there. And then asked me to show you, so participants for today's conference, if you have questions, to put them here at this bit.ly site. Then you're going to get credits from this conference for your district this way. And they've asked us to show this at all of our presentations today. So you'll probably see this multiple times. Here are our sponsors for today. We thank them. Without that, we wouldn't be here. And then at the end, you'll get an attendance in feedback. Are there any questions, anything I can help you with? I know we're kind of running right to the wire on this one. I did pretty good and then early on my other ones. You're welcome to unmic yourself, type and chat. I'll stay on for a couple minutes and answer questions. Let me know how I can help you. One more thing, I'm gonna put that bit.ly link in for resources so that you have that. And that will be another resource for you to that OneNote. Yeah, I think you guys are gonna, thank you so much. I think you're gonna love this technology. I think it is something, because it's built into the Microsoft products and it's so accessible to the kids, I think there's something they're gonna love. I think they're gonna love customizing the way that they read. It's really got some amazing results too. So not only is it a little fun for them to play with, but it is dramatically making a difference for the kids. Please reach out. I'm going to put my email if you come up with questions when you're starting to work with the products. Oh, let me type my name right. Please reach out. I'll be happy to help you, or get your resources, whatever you need. Well, thank you for coming for today. I'm going to stop our recording now, and